Hi, Kathleen Flanagan here, and I want to continue talking about transformation and changing your perspective. My last video was in May, and it was 2 weeks after I had that courtroom experience, and now it is September, so there has been a whole series of events that have happened. And you don't see everything as it's unfolding, except for I knew that I was having sinus issues and I couldn't breathe, and it started pretty much since January, and I figured it had to be whatever opened up in my bathrooms. But it really turned out that it was irritations in my life, and the contractors were the biggest irritation. Now, there were several other irritations that have been removed from my life since then, and I will talk about some of that as well. I also had made a decision to go to Nashville, Tennessee for the eclipse with a friend of mine, and there's a series of events there, and that's a whole story, and that's all about receiving messages from Spirit, and that's going to be a totally separate topic with totally separate videos and blogs, so I'm not really going to go too much into it. In essence, the bathrooms, the drama still continued from May until August because the bathrooms didn't get done until August, and that was actually 9 months after this entire situation started. So it was a very significant message that came in about birthing something. So I think the week before I left, I had is when the bathrooms got done. I was still having sinus problems. And the week that I was to leave, 3 series of events happened, and they've unfolded a little bit more now as well. The first one was I was sitting on my couch, and the woman I was going to Nashville with was on the phone, and my cat, for some reason, hit my wine glass, and it broke. It shattered. Now, there was no wine in it, thank God, but it shattered, and I thought, well, that's interesting. Several hours later, the next day, I'm on the phone with this friend of mine again, and I was serving up some ice cream for my partner and I went to go downstairs, and she's on the phone, and I went downstairs, and the bowl shattered in my hand. Literally shattered, and I didn't know I was cut right away, but I got cut, and it was a deep cut, and it took over an hour for it to stop bleeding. I ended up going to the hospital to get a stitch because I had done something like this once before, and I had hit the bone, and I had also cut a vein, and I didn't know if that happened because I couldn't get the blood to stop. So anyways, I went to the hospital that night to get it taken care of, and this is like 2 days before I'm supposed to leave for my trip. Then the next morning, I was on the couch having my morning coffee, and I went to get the cup, and I barely touched it, and it went flying, and coffee went everywhere. So this is 3 times now that I had something shatter. So I called my friend, and I said, I don't know what's going on, but this is the 3rd time this has happened. There's definitely a message coming in. Do you have any idea what this could be? And the only thing she came up with was shattered illusions. And I thought, well, okay, I'm going to Nashville. God knows what's going to happen. We're planting crystals along the grid line. We'll see what happens. So anyways, that was pretty much those are things that are starting to unfold. And I also had a coach at the time, and she was supposed to have me come out in the world by July 1st, and that did not happen. And at that moment, I didn't realize that was another huge irritation, but it was a huge irritation for me. And I had said, I'm going on this vacation. I need to, forego the contract for at least the month of August because I'm going to be really totally unavailable. And that's pretty much what happened. But I also discovered that she started to shut me out of everything at that moment in time. So this is just the beginning of the continuation of changing your perspective. Now, I'm going to go into the next video, and I'm going to talk about more of what came up and what's happening because, it's really interesting how this transformation is really unfolding in the coolest way. I do want to mention that I am giving away 2 free chapters of my book, Dancing Souls, and you can click on the link below. And I also have a de-stress meditation, and you can do that in 3 minutes or less. So I'm offering that to you for free as well. And I hope you make it a great day, and